Hello and welcome back to the Florida Men Gaming. My name is Furion and today we're going to be playing Magic the Gathering Arena. But before we get started, I'd like to ask that you please like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below, let us know what you think, what you're thinking, what you'd like to see. And if you're over there on Rumble, go ahead and smash that Rumble button. For today's video, we are on the streets of New Capenna. Welcome one and all. We are breaking out some cards from the new set to build an Obscura Angel deck. Obscura, of course, is the Esper colors, blue, white, and black. So, let's take a look at what we're dealing with here. This is version 2 of the deck. We did play version 1 at one point during this video. Version 1, we had Mirror Hall Mimics and Faithful Mendings for some hand fixing. The purpose of that little gimmick was to use the Faithful Mending to dump the Mimic into the graveyard, get our 5 mana enchantment, and then use that to start copying either Youthful Valkyries or Righteous Valkyries. At the beginning of upkeep with the Mirror Hall Mimic, it would create a token copy that is a spirit on top of whatever else that creature was. And if you can flood the field with Righteous Valkyries, that's just dirty. Unfortunately, we never got to a point where the gimmick would have worked. Every deck we played where we had a Mimic that could have gone out, we were playing against heavy removal. So as a result, it wasn't working. We decided to bin them. What we swapped them out for was 2 Test of Talents. Test of Talents I want to put in this deck to hopefully draw and use to combat spells like Invoke Despair, like targeted kill spells that have been the bane of this deck. This deck can go wild, but it can also go sour if you're not getting enough of what you need to stick. Sticking is the key here. So let's take a look at the whole scheme. We are running 4 copies of this new card here, this lovely little angel lady, Giada, the Fountain of Hope. The reason for running Giada: she is flying with vigilance. Each other angel you control enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. Is that it? Oh no, wait, for each angel you already control. So you play down a Giada. Next turn you play down a Youthful Valkyrie. That gets 1 +1/+1 counter because you only have Giada on the field. If the next turn you play down another, that angel gets 2 +1/+1 counters, because there are 2 angels already on the board. So this has the ability to scale massively. If you have a Righteous Valkyrie on the board, when you have Giada on the board as well, the creatures enter so much bigger and give you so much more health per hit that it spirals wildly out of control, and it doesn't take much to get the opponent demoralized and scooping. This also works for tokens, which is a major key for success in this deck. So if you have angels on the board with Giada and you play a Rampage of the Valkyries, for instance, when that Rampage hits the field, it creates a token. That token will get +1/+1 counters for each other angel already on the field when it comes. So big series of synergies there you need to be aware of. Really effective and really fun. We are running 4 copies of the Valorous Stance. This was version 1's way to try and protect our angels. Problem is it doesn't protect against exile or bounce. So we kept it because there is still plenty of targeted removal, and it also helps with some bigger creatures, taking them off the field as well. 4 copies of Righteous Valkyrie because this is the staple to Angels until rotation. If you're not playing it and you're playing Angels, then you're doing something wrong, and I can't help you. 3 copies of the Celestial Regulator. Why? That's an interesting question. The Celestial Regulator is not anything particularly exciting. I ran it only because it gives us something to pick up with the Obscura Charm. So this card is a 2/3 from Capenna, a basic. When Celestial Regulator enters the battlefield, you choose target creature you don't control and tap it. If you control a creature with a counter on it, the chosen creature doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. So that alone is pretty useful. We don't run into much that we're worried about because most decks we play don't have anything that can block us. But it wouldn't hurt to neutralize a threat, that sort of thing. The reason that this goes well with Obscura Charm is its mana cost, 1 white and a blue. The Obscura Charm is an interesting and somewhat effective spell. I've had some good luck with it. I enjoy it and how it plays. Let's go through it real quick and see what it does for us here. Choose one of these 3 options. Return target multicolored permanent card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. When I initially played this, I had missed the part where it said multicolored permanent. So I was hoping to pull back Valkyries, Youthful and Righteous alike, Giada. Doesn't work that way. It has to have 2 color symbols in the mana cost, and unfortunately for us, those didn't. So that's why we added the Regulator, to be able to activate that if we had nothing else going. You can counter a target instant or sorcery spell. Very useful. I have used this to stop Invoke Despairs from ruining our day. Or you can destroy a target creature or planeswalker with mana value 3 or less. I haven't had to use this as much, but Mob Nixilis does, fall into that range. Other cards that we're running for just overall synergy and deck performance: 1 copy of the Legion Angel in the main deck and 3 copies in the sideboard, because if you can squeeze in 4 extra angels, why wouldn't you? 2 Angels of Destiny, because hey, why not sneak in as many different ways to win as you can? 4 Rampage of the Valkyries, because this card is just busted. 2 Elspeth Resplendence. Now, Elspeth is a glorious card if you're playing Angels. Let's take a look at what she does. Elspeth, +1. She enters with 5 loyalty. Keep this in mind. +1. Choose up to 1 target creature. Put a +1/+1 counter and a counter from among Flying, First Strike, Lifelink, or Vigilance. In a deck that needs to be above 27 in a lot of cases to be highly effective, Lifelink is critical. Getting Vigilance, also critical. So this card super boosts your Angel's abilities to perform like you want them to. It is definitely worth it if you're running any type of Angel deck to sneak an Elspeth in there, or 2 or 3, because she will supercharge your Angels. Say you don't have anything on the board, she can fix that too. Her -3, look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may put a permanent card with mana value 3 or less from among them onto the battlefield with a shield counter on it. Shield counters are cool. It is a second life, essentially. If they try and kill your creature with a targeted removal or burn spell or do damage to it, they have a shield counter. They don't take that damage, or they don't get killed. They have to do something else to kill it after that. It does go away after it's been used, but it gives you a chance at protecting a Righteous Valkyrie for a turn. And then you put the rest on the bottom of the library in a random order. Now, when this misses, it can miss spectacularly. But the bright side is it doesn't miss everything all the time. You can play out lands. So, worst case, you miss all the Angels. You can still, help ramp the board, even though by the time you're at 5 mana, you're singing and working on all cylinders there. Now, here's the interesting thing with the -7. And this could pair off hideously with Giada if she's still on the field at this point, with the Righteous Valkyrie if she's still on the field. Create 5 3/3 white angel creature tokens with flying. Well, 3/3 is not 3/3 if you have Giada or other angels on top of Giada. And that means that you can go from 0 to 100 on your health if you have a Valkyrie on the board, because they will gain health for the value of their life total for each angel that hits the field. And if they're getting super pumped, you can swing your entire life total, in a very scary way. Haven't had the chance to work that particular part of the combo, but Elspeth alone is a really powerful planeswalker, especially in this deck type. And then 2 copies of Lisa, the Forgotten Archangel. Don't worry, we haven't forgotten about you, Lisa. Flying and lifelink, so she's already got 2 of the counters that Elspeth could add. Adding Vigilance just makes her all the more deadly. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, return that card to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. So board wipes don't fully immobilize you, which is glorious. And if a creature an opponent controls dies, they get exiled instead. So that stops ramp creatures from really working. It stops eye twitches from working. It is a glorious card, well worth having a couple in the deck. I've had a chance to put this on the battlefield several times, and it is a game saver for us. In terms of the mana base, we are running as many different colored lands as we can. Sorry about that. You got the front end of the throat clear, and I had to fix it on the back end. It's still not fully clear, but we're going to run with it, because we're almost done. 4 copies of Rafine's Tower. 2 Shipwreck Marshes to try and make sure we get that black and blue color. 4 Shattered Sanctums for black and white splash. 4 Bright Climb Pathways. 3 Hengegate Pathways. 4 Deserted Beach. 1 basic of Plains, Swamp, and Island. Now, where this deck runs into trouble at times is I will get nothing but Shattered Sanctums, Shipwreck Marshes, and Deserted Beaches in my opening hand. Unfortunately, that will happen. That being said, doesn't stop you from trying to run it anyway. This is a very fun deck. I'll just give you a sneak peek on its performance so far in playing on the ladder in Platinum. It has gone 5-3. I won't tell you where those matchups shake out. I'll let you guys watch the video and enjoy the content to find out. I'm not going to do an outro on this one. The outro is kind of right here. 5 and 3 though, not bad. Needed a little bit of fixing just to help with some little scenarios, but you know, the version 1 went 4 and 2. So, you know, it had moments, but just I realized some weaknesses in playing it initially, and some of those wins were scoops and people roping, so I don't know that it was fully optimized. It just happened to be luck of the draw. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you being here. I hope you enjoy the rest of this video, and we will see you in the next one. This is Furion from the Florida Men Gaming. Alright, we have an opponent. Let's see how we perform on the ranked ladder. This is a concerning keep, but we're going to keep nonetheless. Alright, this is a decent hand. The nice thing about Giada is she does tap for mana. So, once I get the Shipwreck March down, I'll have a 4 total mana pool to pull from. We'll just need 1 more to get down the Angel of Destiny. So, we'll have to see if that's going to be enough. There's the next mana. Nice thing about having Giada on the battlefield is she acts as a booster for creatures like the Youthful Valkyrie, who would normally miss out on the buffs when they enter because of the situation. Let's see if we can survive the next angel to hit the field. Depends on what it is. Spellbinder. Okay, that will be a problem. But not a big one, because it doesn't buff them past the 27. Do they take the Obscura Charm, though? That'll be the big question here. Well, they're taking their time. They only have 1 or 2 options. Interesting that they took the Valorous stance. I can really take any blow they throw at me, unless they were planning on something really strange. But now we're going to get interesting here. Incoming Elspeth. Let's go ahead and clear their field. The other upside is if they don't have their own Angel of Destiny coming down, I've got a very large body that's going to be in the way. Okay, they clear the field. And I'm sure they're going to pull back the Righteous Valkyrie. Interesting, they seem to be debating. Yep, there's the Righteous Valkyrie. We'll use that Valorous stance. We will minus Elspeth and pull in a Youthful Valkyrie. Now we're going to hold up the Obscura Charm, try and nail any more blood on the snows. There it is. The Lisa is a fantastic pickup. Let's hope they don't have another Spellbinder in hand. Oh, that's a good play. Kind of wish I hadn't utilized the cycling, but cycling is not bad. Just means that we're going to be a little delayed in... Oh man, that is a big girl. That's a problem. Do you swing? Oh, you do swing. Please, 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 please. Oh, be dumb enough to finish that move. Yes, I will nuke your field. Oops, indeed. And you see I still have a Valorous stance sitting in the exile zone, so... The nice thing about Lisa is she exiles creatures that are on the board. Boink. And let's go ahead and plow the road. Boink. Let's go ahead and give Vigilance to Lisa. Now we're swinging in for 9 lifelinking damage a turn. The opponent is now well below the 27 threshold that the Righteous Valkyrie will pump them for, and they are gone. Obscura Angels, baby. Let's do it. Alright, we have our next opponent, Cam Jam. And this is a great curve. Wish it wasn't all in tapped mana, but hey, I guess you can't get everything you want. What'll be nice is if it sticks, we're gonna have Giada ramping us right into Lisa, and then Lisa will keep our board in a really scary state moving forward. Ooh, this might be too slow against this matchup. That's gonna move low, fast, and really hurt. I might have to Valkyrie first into Giada into Lisa. Oh, that hurts the Rampage. I might have to double Valkyrie here. They may have Exile, so that will be a problem if they do. There's the Apparition, so this game might already be over. Six damage incoming. Well, we'll definitely play the Rafine's Tower. You got no choice. Valkyrie's got to come down. If they have another Exile, we're done. Alright, opponent, come on and make your choices. Yep, that makes sense. So that's 4 damage. Kumano faces Kakazan. Okay, they're holding back. That is a mistake, because now I'm going to be able to actually start recovering a little bit here. Not too much, because we're in deep, deep trouble, but maybe just enough. They don't have enough to activate their manland yet. It's close though. Do they attack or do they hold? An all-in attack, I think, actually dooms me, but we'll have to see. It'll be close. I can't block the charger, I have to let the charger go through. I have to block the Redain, secure the Giada, block the Apparition. That'll give me another ground presence on the board, which will be amazing. Then I can get Lisa down. I might actually be able to survive, even if they go all in, unless they've got some kind of burn. They're thinking about it. If they have burn, do they take it to face, or do they try and clear the path? It is a hard decision. There's a lot of factors that go into it. Any pump or burn and I'm done. Another Kumano faces Kakazan and I'm done. But they have to go all in for that. If I have even a moment of breathing room here, this game is back in my favor. If they unattach Lizard Blades, also done. It looks like they're electing to pass it. Alright, this is where we get back in it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I didn't think about tapping the Giada. Oops. Oh well, the health is much needed. Do they have a big burn spell to knock out the Valkyrie? Well, now at 11 health, though, we're in a much better position. And they're gone. Ladies and gentlemen, you land Elisa, and the game turns around. They had a window. They didn't take it, and as a result, we got to survive Boros Aggro. Alright, we have our next opponent. Sir James has stepped up to the plate. I think this hand is not going to do it. This one will, though. So we're going to go ahead and keep that and drop the Mending, as we have a good little curve building up here. Go out for the white. Double white's most important to us on this build. We are really just splashing black and blue. So one of each really kind of allows us to hit the major points. The only thing that sucks is when we're trying to cast multiple spells on the color wheel. But with Elspeth being double white, with the Valkyrie being so important to our game plan, we can't afford not to have enough white on the field to get multiple spells down. Alright, the opponent has already roped. That's an intriguing sign, to say the least. In playtesting, I only ran into Nixilis one time. Very annoying card to have to deal with, but, you know, it's part of the meta now, so we just got to figure out ways to combat it. Opponent discarding white mana, so are they mono white? Also, they went first, didn't they? No, I went first. So why did they just... I mean, don't get me wrong. We'll always take wins. But there's a time where you think not like this. You want your deck to perform, and to be able to perform against tough competition. You don't want to always pull your wins down as pity timers. Oh well. I'm not going to complain too much, lest the game not give me these freebies when I get them. It's just a matter of waiting out the rope. And there's a discarded Gatilda, because the game is choosing what to discard. I don't know why it's letting them rope through multiple ropes. Usually the second full rope through is GG. And this should be it. And there they go, ladies and gentlemen. Patience. Alright, we have our next opponent. This hand is doable, but I don't like such big bombs and not enough mana to play them. So I think we're going to mulligan. We do want the Giada, but oh, this is not any better. Everything here is too big. Well, we're going to take one more risky mull. Okay, that'll be doable. Let's go ahead and drop a beach. And we'll drop... Let's drop both beaches. We'll lead with the white. And then we'll go blue on the pathway, play down the Valkyrie, and then we'll have the Valkyrie able to be built up. And the opponent already with the removal. Oh, we're getting plenty of mana. Alrighty. No creatures on the board for the Mimic to copy. There's a Valkyrie. And let's go ahead and manually tap so we can protect it. If I could get a second blue and find a way to discard the Mimic, I definitely would. Oh, and the opponent's gone. Well, mana starvation will do that to you. Again, I'll take the free wins. Alright, we have a new opponent. This is a great starting hand, except for how slow it is. Opponent showing mono black. We're going to go ahead and play out our 3-color land. Nice thing is we do have all 3 colors that will be represented at any given time here. So that will give us a lot of options. I might end up going Youthful Valkyrie first, as the Giada will probably be a target of removal. And I kind of want to save Giada so I can get down the Archangel. You know what? I guess you have to risk it for the biscuit. Because if it survives a turn, I can get the Archangel down now, essentially. This next turn, Archangel comes down, and then we're in a really good spot. Opponent will have exile on everything that they play, but it has to survive. The opponent up to 5 mana already. Holy... That's a big punch to their face. Oh, do they go for the sacrifice play? Yep, looks like they're sacrificing. And I did the math wrong on my mana. I would need another mana on the board to be able to play the Lisa next turn, so it ends up that I should have played a Valkyrie first. Well, there's a Rafine's Tower. That's a big deal. Go ahead and get the Youthful Valkyrie down. Looks like they want to target it. Invoke Despair. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate for us. I think we might already be out of this game. Unfortunately, that's out of range of the Obscura Charm. I'm sure they've got targeted removal on deck or another Invoke Despair, so this is just going to be a wasted Lisa, but I can't put down Elspeth without playing something to try and protect it, so don't really have much choice in the matter there. You become a 3/4, so if I do keep you and I get Elspeth down, I can give you first strike, and then my defense is nigh impregnable. Oh, they play Lulth. That is a window of opportunity for us. Oh, but they don't move in. Okay. Well, hey, if you want to leave the door open, let's go ahead and do this. We'll put the Rampage down first. Punish them for anything that they kill. Another Henrika. So they have to choose which one to keep. Yeah, she's a legendary, and you don't have a mirror box. Oh, but they're two different stages. Interesting. I hadn't put that together in my head yet. Alright, we're going to go for the big play here and get down for some life gain. Now we have sacrifice fodder for days. They're going to have to make some interesting choices. They probably have another Invoke on deck, which will take out my Rampage if I'm not mistaken. Yep. So that's unfortunate. I should, next turn, not play Elspeth if they don't invoke me here, and then hold on to that Obscura Charm and see if I can bait out an Invoke for a counterspell. It wouldn't be a bad idea, actually, to maybe drop the Mirror Hall gimmick in this deck and run perhaps one of Test of Talents. Yep, you're not going to get your ramp. And the nice thing here is I get to keep my Youthful Valkyrie. She'll come back. This is probably Blood on the Snow for the opponent, so we'll have to see. I don't think they'd all in. Oh, the Meat Hook. Okay, yeah, that'll do it. And I twitch down. Oh, nice. Okay, so we do get them back even if she dies. That is good to know. We're going to hold up Obscura Charm this time around and try and catch their Meat Hook Massacre. Not their Meat Hook Massacre, what am I talking about? We're going to try and catch their Invoke Despair, because I'm sure that that's sitting there ready to roll. And if not, they're aching to throw one. Okay, that's a big deal. If we draw mana, we will continue to hold up the Obscura Charm. I'm sure we're going to get some targeted removal here. Let's Mending. Another Obscura Charm. That is beautiful. I was hoping for a little bit of land, but we'll go ahead and keep this. At this point, we're in no rush. What's nice is the Lalt has been pretty well blocked. Deadly Dispute. Okay, so they're going to go get their Mascot Exhibition at this point. And the Lalt gets a tick. Yep, there's the mascots. So I'm going to continue to hold Obscura, be able to counter either the Mascot Exhibition or the Invoke Despair, whichever they elect to go for here. Heck, they might even go for a Blood on the Snow. I'm surprised we haven't seen one yet, so we'll have to wait and see what happens here. The most important thing for me right now is protecting that Rampage of the Valkyries. If they go after the Rafine's Tower, I just have to make sure I have a basic. I have 3 basics in the deck. There's the mascot. And I don't think you need that. And you don't have enough at this point for Invoke, so that's good for us. We have to risk it at this point. We have to put our shields down because we're in trouble. I would put the Lulth in the graveyard, but that's too tempting a target for them to call back with the Blood on the Snow. So I'm going to leave it for the moment. That's probably the wrong play, if we're being honest. But we're going to give it a shot anyway. I fully suspect we're going to catch either the Blood on the Snow or the Invoke Despair right now. If the Invoke Despair comes down, we're going to go ahead and give them the Youthful Valkyrie. Meat Hook Massacre for 4. Okay, so the opponent is still board wiping. They could be worse board wipes for our situation. And a Sorin. Yikes. That Sorin needs to go, and it needs to go now. Alright, if we can survive a turn with the Valkyrie on the field, next turn I can play Elspeth and put a big hit on Sorin. The opponent is drawing cards out of their mind. There's the Infernal Grasp. I suspect we're going to see the 7-7 swing. Sorry, 13-13 swing. And I suspect that they're going to power up the Hive here. Unfortunately, this is one of those spots where we are mana locked in a very weird place. What did they... Oh, Faithful Mending gone. Bye-bye. It was nice knowing you. And an eye twitch to the board. So now they have a effective wall up in front of us. I don't have any multicolored with 3 or less. You're 5. Yikes. Oh, let's see if we can give them something intriguing to try and hit. Actually, I have a minus. And we whiff! Alright. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to be all she wrote for us here. The opponent is drawing out of their mind again. Let's see if we can avoid a hit to the face here. Maybe they go all in at Elspeth. Nope, they don't go all in. Yes, they do. Okay, I'll take it. I mean, at the end of the day, we're still going to lose here. Hey, Angel of Destiny. Soren ultimate is enough to kill us if they power up the hive and just attack. Alright, well, that was fun. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we've made some changes. We took out the gimmick of the Mirror Hall Mimic, just trying, I think, way too hard to make that card work. Worked in a few Test of Talents to protect our investment once we get it to the board. And also brought in a couple of the multicolored 3-mana Angel, whose name I'm totally spacing on after having just added it. So, you know, the kind of quality content you come to expect here at the Florida Men Gaming when you're watching Furion. But yeah, so we worked that into the scheme as well, really to give us the option to... Ooh, this is going to be a Mob Nixilis. Yikes, that's not going to be fun for us. So we worked that in to give us the option to have something to call back with the Obscura Charm. And we're going to have to let that through. And this next turn, they're going to get their Ob Nixilis to the board. So, yuck. This turn. Ew. Oh, and they went Devils. Well, let's at least get one of them off. That will be useful to us. Sorry about that. Shifting and I accidentally hit the drawer with my knee. There's an Anvil. And another Anvil. We'll take the 2 damage here. Opponent's up to 5. So if I can get an Angel to the board, I can kill Ob Nixilis next turn. I'm not as concerned about life total in this moment. Well, I don't need you ultimating, so we're going to go ahead and just give you a little love tap to the face. I said ultimate very strangely there, so don't mind me. This is a very punchy deck. One black mana and this whole thing turns around. Or one more angel. Yikes, that opponent's board is quite annoying. There's the black mana we've been waiting for. So let's go ahead and get a little swing for the fences going here. Alright, Nixilis down. And we have some bodies to protect our board. Another anvil. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen, does it ever end? Five damage, an additional 3. Let's go ahead and see if we can hold out. Fortunately, they're not going to be sacrificing the devil. You're going to have 8 damage on board here. That's not what we needed. We really needed an Elspeth. Something to give us lifelink, but we're not going to get it. So unfortunately, I'm pretty sure that is game. We're going to go ahead and hit him with the GG. Yep, we're gonna just go before the counter resolves. Why? Because I want to ruin their fun. Alright, we have a new opponent, Jace Fanto. Need more mana. Or a ramp creature. That will work. Let's go ahead and bin the stance. Lead with the Sanctum. So the tricky question here is, how do I play out the Hengegate pathway on this turn? And the answer is, I don't know. I'm going to go blue. You might be asking yourself, why, Fury, did you go blue? Well, if the Giada survives, she can tap for the additional white I would need to cast anything, but I need the blue on board to be able to put the Regulator down. And the Regulator just gives us something to do. If she survives, which she doesn't. So now I've really kind of backed myself into a very strange corner, and the game has decided that I don't need mana, which is very nice of them to decide for me. I didn't need it. And here's the anvil. On the bright side, it's not Nixilis. Yes, that's exactly what I was looking for. Thank you, Shuffler. You're fine. 43% chance to draw mana. I am not running short mana on this. I am running 24 land. But apparently that's not enough. Although in other games it's been more than enough. So, you know, there is no rhyme or reason to what they're doing here. Well, I guess beggars can't be choosers in this situation. I did ask for mana after all. And here comes the hive. Here comes the hive. Do 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 do. This is just not a good matchup for us. At least not when we're this mana starved. But this might be where things start to turn around. Alright, I've got enough now to get in front of the hive, assuming they don't kill it. But that's a choice they have to make, which takes away their ability to get down 3 damage. I can kill the Hive, and then I have enough for an Obscura Charm. So now we might be able to start turning this around a little bit. 1 more mana coming to the board, I can get Lisa down, I can get Elspeth down. Then this game goes a whole different direction. Okay, so you've elected not to go for kill spells, which I am fine with. Go ahead and attack in. You're not going to get anything out of my graveyard. If you go for a kill spell, oh my. That is not what I wanted to see. I'm really surprised they're not attacking in and seeing if I let that through, but hey, it's their call to make. You live your life. There's the mana. Okay. Now we start cooking with peanut oil. Is it 3 health now? Yeah, I think it's 3 health now. That puts us to 9. The opponent attacking with 3, 4, 5 puts us down to 4. Okay, we're starting to be able to recover here. This is going to be critical if we can keep anything stuck to the board. They're still punching for face. That's good for us. Another anvil. My goodness. I should have done that in a different order. If I had minused, I would have been in much better shape. I could have, at that point, potentially brought out a Righteous Valkyrie and then used that with the Lisa. Opponent needs a kill spell here to kill me on this next turn, up to 6. If they attack with any of them, I'm just going to ramp life out of control. Blood Fountain ain't going to do it. Okay, so they're going for the full sacrifice play here. Let's see if I get a Valkyrie first. I do. Okay, this is how I should have done it last turn. Rampage down. That gives me a big health pump. And now we start taking the fight to them. Yep, I'm coming in over the top of you. Go ahead. Your little 1 damage pings are not going to mean much when I'm recovering 8 health a turn. Bink, back to 15. And now we have swung the health pool. Do you have a meat hook for everything? That would be, well, pretty typical, actually. Meat hook! All right. Unfortunately, they get their ticks after we do, but we're going to be able to refill our board here, which is critical. Oh, the Angel of Destiny is a big pickup. Do we have another Righteous Valkyrie in the top set? Oh, we do! Ladies and gentlemen, we might have a chance. The board state has now stabilized, at least for us for the moment. This is a big deal. They are digging desperately. My Valkyrie is protected from anything except a meat hook. Or an eaten alive, which we do know they have. They're gone! Oh my goodness, we pulled it back from the brink. The Anvil couldn't find the answer. Redemption! Oh, you have no idea how good that feels, ladies and gentlemen. We will take that one all day.